Alright, so I'm just finishing up this build here. So this is that exuav stack. Like I said, I was putting it in a eclair 2.5 inch. This stack was so easy to put together. One of the main reasons why is because I had already had everything all set up beforehand. So I usually do that anyway on any stack. I'll get everything prepared before like the frame even comes, you know. So I had already had, you know, the camera plug soldered up, because like I showed you guys, it came with all the plugs for everything for the stack. So you can just get everything prepped before you build it, and then it all just plugs in to each other, you know, at the end. So, and I didn't use all of the stuff that came, the hardware that came with it. Like, I didn't use all these spacers. I did use 4 of them. It came with 8 though, so it was probably, they probably wanted me to use the spacers in between the ESC and flight controller, and then in between the flight controller and the VTX. But I only used it between the flight controller and the VTX. And for the flight controller, I used 3 of those little rubber grommets, or O-rings. And then on the bottom, I used some other ones that I had of my own. I forgot what they came with, but I collect them whenever I buy stuff. They were these little ones right here. So kind of like the ones that come with like the DYS F4 Pro, just smaller. See? These are like M2 size, and these are the M3 size. Trying to think. Oh, I know what they came with. They came with, whenever you buy one of those Bold Clash canopy with the camera VTX in it, they come with that. Or if you get like a BO6, a Bold Clash BO6 frame. People are lighting off fireworks. What the hell? It's insanely windy outside right now. Just crazy windy. So anyway, I started out with the 4-in-1, you know. I soldered up all the motors. I ran the wires on the inside. I like doing it that way. Just makes it a little bit cleaner. Then I threw the flight controller on, and then like I said, I had everything already wired up. So here's the LED buzzer already wired up, so I just plugged that in. Here's the plug for the receiver. The receiver is running underneath the 4-in-1, so I can get to the bind button right there. Just plug that in, and then the front for the camera has a plug as well, so that just plugs right into the front here, right there. And that's it. I ran the cap from the back to the front. I'm gonna put it right here, underneath or behind the camera. The LED I'm hoping fits. It's not the same one I normally use, but I think it fits in between here, so I'm about to find out. The arm protectors I got from Rotor Geeks, because I don't know too many places now that sells them. I know you can. I know the files on Thingiverse. I don't have a printer, but you know, Rotor Geeks does a really good job of printing these. I need to add more zip ties too right here. So that's another thing too. These new rotorx 1107 7600 kV motors. So I'm really hoping that these aren't just like the 1404s that I've had go bad recently, because that was just a horrible situation, and I'm hoping that it's gotten resolved. I talked to a guy yesterday about it, and he was supposed to get a hold of me today to get me 4 new motors, but haven't heard from him yet, so don't know about that. But yeah, I'm hoping that these are the V2. They say they're the V2, but they don't say V2 on them, just like the 1404s do. the 1404s, when the V2s came out, it said V2 right next to the KV, and this doesn't say V2 at all. So I don't know what's going on, but I do know that it seems like they're using different coating over the rubber, you know, coating or whatever over the wire. It's the same as on the 1404, so I guess all their new motors that they just came out with recently, they're using this different type now, and I really do not like it at all. It breaks really easily. You can take your finger, like your fingernail, and just dig in a tiny bit and pull, and it'll just come right off of the wire. It's crazy. And that's not good, because, I mean, you know, I'm hoping that like the zip tie doesn't pull it apart, because then it's gonna pull it apart, touch the frame, and short out and break it, and for nothing, you know. So we'll see how it goes. I'm also hoping that all four spin once I have this built, which you shouldn't really have to hope for, but okay, let's see. I made this wire a little bit too long, but that's okay. I was hoping that it would go in the same spot that the other one does, but it looks like the LED is gonna, nope, it's not gonna fit. Well, I can mount it in there somehow, because it's the same width as the standoffs. It's 20 millimeters, so I'm sure I can make this fit somehow. I got this new foam tape, so I've been using that Gorilla clear foam tape for a while, and I love it. I've been getting it at Walmart, just the little squares, the pre-cut squares, and it said that it was for up to 7 pounds, and that shit was awesome, like really awesome. And I ran out, so I ordered more off eBay, but I got the 15-pound stuff, so more than double as strong. So this stuff is just awesome. This is the best stuff you can use for mounting like your VTX or anything on a quad. It's just so awesome. Super strong, really good stuff. So I might be able to use that in there. But let's see, let me get the other side on here. Damn it, I made the camera wire too long too. Yeah, so like I was saying with the stack, like that they sent 8 of these aluminum spacers, but I think with the whole thing being smashed down together, and like I showed you in the other video how on the back side there's like, you know, caps or whatever that are the same exact height as the plug in the front, so it makes it just completely level and sit flush on each other. I think it's going to be totally fine, and it's going to be really nice vibration protection using the O-rings instead of the aluminum spacers. So let's see. I guess I could probably just use a dab of super glue underneath each side of the side plate here. That'll hold it in there nice, right there. So yeah, pretty nice. I mean, look, you can see just enough room. There's probably a millimeter of space on the top there. Pretty nice stack. I'll do an update video after I've flown it a few times and let you know how it's going. Really nice arm protectors from Rotor Geeks. You can get the 2-color or just a solid color. I think it was like $2 extra for the 2-color. Let's plug in a battery and see, make sure everything's working. Oh shit, forgot the battery strap. That's not gonna work. I can still put it in there. Alright. I saw lights on the, oh there we go, VTX. Okay, let's see, check the video. Let's see what it's on stock. Stock, it's on F7. Ooh, crystal clear. Damn. That looks really nice. Dang. Man, I'm so impressed with the Aero Micro Pro. It just looks so good. It's so crisp and clear and bright. I love it. For $20, I mean, you just can't go wrong with that thing. I hope they don't discontinue it like they have a bunch of other ones. Alright, so let's see if the receiver's... Yep, receiver's flashing, so it's good to go. So I just need to bind it up, and I already set up the flight controller because I flashed it to butterfly. So let me just bind up the receiver real fast, and we'll see if these motors spin. God, what a nightmare. Okay, we're good. See if it arms. Sweet. Holy shit, they're all spinning the right way. How'd I manage that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these motors yet. I mean, I've used the old ones, of course, on a bunch of quads. What was that, like 6 months ago, or maybe a little longer when they first came out, the version 1s, and I loved them. And then they took them away, and now they brought them back again. But I don't know what they did different. I think they may have like replaced the bearings or something with some better ones, but I don't know for sure. And they obviously replaced the wire. They made it a lot longer, right from the base out to here, where they solder them to the windings. That's a lot longer, but for me in this particular case, it's right at the edge of this arm protector. So when if I put a zip tie there, it's going to be pushing right down on that. But I don't know. We'll see how it flies. I'll get it put together, and it's too windy today, but I'll try for tomorrow and upload some more video. Alright, it is finished up. Turned out pretty nice. So I know when I did the other video of just the stack, I was saying how I had questions on the VTX. I ended up finding out because somebody had left a comment, like I was asking, somebody had left a comment saying that Banggood does sell this VTX separately. Let me go grab my phone. It is on Banggood for sale by itself, and that's why it does have all those big pads in the front there, so that you can use it on something else. But where is it? Here it is. It is $23.47, and it does have smart audio. It's actually Tramp protocol. It says it right here. Control transmitter flight directly from SmartPort Lewis scripts. And it shows a little picture of the Lewis script. I actually can't get it to work on my Lewis script. I don't know why, but it does work in the OSD for changing channels and all that. If I go to the Tramp one in the features, it works. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it has Tramp, IRC Tramp circled right there, so that's what you want to use. and it is UART 3 that you set it up for, because UART 6 is for the receiver. Onboard LC filter, which I believe, because I just did a little test flight and the video was crystal clear. 2 to 6S direct input too, so that's pretty awesome. That's pretty damn good VTX, but it is only 200 milliwatts, and people these days are wanting more than that. I actually ordered another VTX that I'm probably going to replace it with. I don't know yet. I still need to do a few flights with this, but I did get one. It's actually a knockoff, or I don't know how they do that. They renaming or whatever it is, but it's a TX20 version 2. It's called RC Charlance or RC Harlance. They call it the VX20 instead of the TX20. And it's 25, 100, 200, and 350 milliwatts. Now, I have used the HGLRC TX20 V2 before. It does have smart audio. Or actually, that's Tramp protocol as well, I believe. I didn't even check that, but I do remember when I was using one, setting it to Tramp, but I don't even know if it says it in here. It probably doesn't. Nope. It doesn't say, but I think it is Tramp. I'm like 99% sure. But I don't recall it having 350 milliwatts as a setting. I remember it just being 200 milliwatts, so I don't know if this is a different one or if I'm mistaken and the TX20 V2 does have 350 milliwatts. But this one says it does, so we'll see. 350 should be pretty decent. Hopefully it's a little bit better than 200 milliwatts, but sometimes you just can't even notice the difference. I mean, for example, the video I uploaded yesterday, I think it was, of me flying the Monster Micro Pro, that was on my other Eclair. I'll show you real quick. Let me grab it. And it's set to 600 milliwatts. And I can kind of tell, mainly when I'm going around the front of my house, I can tell. Because it doesn't break up as much, but it still breaks up. So you would think that triple the milliwatts, that it wouldn't even break up at all going around the front of my house, but it still does, just not as bad. So I don't know. But yeah, this has the AKK FX3, which is 600 milliwatts. It's like 200, 400, and 600, or 25, 200, 400, 600, something like that. So yeah, I like this one. And they actually have an upgraded version of this AKK FX3. I don't know if it's called the Ultimate or something like that. I know Airblade just got a shipment of them. They got rid of that big plug in the front there, which is actually in the way of on this quad right now. That would be nice to do away with that plug, but yeah, the new version, that plug is gone and it just has solder pads, which is awesome. I love that. I mean, this is made for micro quads. It's 20 by 20, so why would you have a giant plug on there when room is, of essence? So there's two eclairs right there. This one just flies so amazing. They're both running butterflight, but this one has the Speedix stack and this one has the exuav stack. So far everything is working great. It's the Tramp protocol is working great. The video is crystal clear. All four motors are spinning, so that's a good thing. I didn't mount this LED yet. I just kind of tucked it in there. I really don't even know how I'm going to mount this damn thing. I guess I could put zip ties around the standoff right here. Yeah, because I do have these tiny zip ties, so they might actually go in between the LED and the buzzer there on each side. That'd be a nice spot for it. But I'm just going to tuck it in right now, and maybe I am. Man, this video is long, isn't it? There we go. Okay.
Welcome to OpenTX.
I knew it was going to knock everything off my table. Oops. Oh yeah, these still scream, just like the old ones did. I really need to add another zip tie here and it'll be completely good to go. This stack is just, it's on there so good. I love that they give you those steel screws and the aluminum M2 nuts, aluminum spacers. I mean, it's just, I mean, it still wiggles a teeny tiny bit, like just enough to make you feel like you're going to be getting some nice vibration dampening. And it is flying nice. I mean, very nice. Definitely probably not getting any vibrations through the motors, through the arms or anything, you know. The flight controller is completely isolated as well as the foreign one. But I've never had a problem. I mean, this is the MPU 6000 and any time I've ever used that, you know, I've never had to worry about soft mounting anything. I just do it anyway, just to do it, you know. I don't do it out of necessity, so I Loctited all the nut or all the screws for the motors. Put a little bit too much on some of them, as you can see. Really like this Rotor Geek strap, although it is pretty much the same as the airblade one. Rotor Geek's always made a good battery strap. Alright, I guess I should end the video now, huh? I don't think I have anything else to say. Alright.